Hey guys, Ryukarat here. Welcome to a bonus episode of Super Mario 64 The Green Stars. In the last part, we defeated Bowser once and for all and saved the princess and all that jazz and had a really silly cutscene that was basically the ending of Mario 64. And in this part, I decided that I would do two things in this bonus episode. First off, I would point out possible solutions to problems in this ROM hack, be they large problems or small problems. And the other thing is I would go ahead and do a ranking of all the levels in the game. Basically, I'd do a top 15 list of the regular worlds in the game, and then a top 7 list of the smaller worlds. So, let's get started. First off, on my things to point out, the game needs some kind of mentioning that there is no vanish cap. Like, I've said this before, once the player sees that message that says, "Have you found all of the cap switches yet?" they're going to think that there is a vanish cap that they could have already gotten, and they're going to probably go around looking in Boo's Trembling Tower, for that's the logical place for it to be. Next off, okay, the second thing that needs to be done is either keeping the polygon coins in the next version, or putting a sign somewhere saying to the player that for some red coin missions, they'll need to put the camera underneath the tall grass so that it'd be easy to find some of the more difficult to find red coins. Because the thing is, I can't really see too many players being able to find the red coin that's underneath the tall grass here quickly. But the thing is, with the polygons, the coins are larger, so they're easier to see. The coin is jutting out of the tall grass, so it's not really an issue in version 2. Okay, next off, put a sign maybe right here that says, like, caution, slippery surface or something along those lines. Because the thing is, this gray texture, this does not speak ice physics to me at all. And I don't think most players would expect ice physics out of that particular texture. Alright, and then you need to figure out what is causing Mario to get stuck sometimes when you're on the rotating platforms, because, well, I mean, okay, he's not really doing it right now. I don't know, maybe it's just having the moon jump code on. Oh wait, there it went. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but you need to fix whatever's causing Mario to get stuck occasionally on these platforms. If you can't figure out what the problem is, then in this particular instance of them in the Fearful Fortress, you really should replace the rotating platforms with something else. Because the thing is, when you get stuck on these and you fall to your doom, it's not really the player's fault that happens. So something needs to be done about that. Alright, and then here in Sandy Seaside Bay, there are 3 things that need changing. First of all, this secret right here is not marked in version 2. Alright, that's one thing that needs to be covered. Next off, there really needs to be something that points the player in the direction of this window, so that they'll know that this is where they need to go for the secret star of the bay. I don't know, maybe change the mission title so that it subtly hints that you're supposed to be checking the windows. Maybe put a character, maybe put someone you can talk to in the level who talks about some kind of person who had a secret room hidden in one of his windows. Which window? I don't know. You should probably just check all of them or something like that. I mean, I don't know. As long as there's a way to play this mission or play the Secret Star of the Bay and know that you're supposed to be checking the window, whether it's something immediate or it's something you have to find to point you in the right direction. And then the last thing in Sandy Seaside Bay, I think, is, well, if the camera will follow me, is for these little tunnels here, shit. For this tunnel and the tunnel leading into the secret cave, you really need to use a different texture for the cave so that it's more noticeable. Because you saw me play Flood the Underwater Cave in the LP, and basically, when I did that the first time, I could not for the life of me see that, see the tunnel leading in here. Alright, and the next thing, for the mission, hunt the pesky piranhas in Giant Overgrown Garden. There's 2 piranhas that basically have no indication that they're gonna be there. Like, when you find 2 of them, you'll probably notice that they're in the flower patches aside from the one in the house. And basically, well, if I could find it, yeah, like that. And basically, when the player finds 2 of those in the row, they're probably gonna, well, provided that they do find 2 of them in a row, they're probably gonna begin to think that all of them, except for the one in this house, is hidden in a flower patch somewhere, and that's going to cause them some trouble until they decide to desperately check everywhere. Alright, and then the next thing, put a sign like right here or right here specifying the number of red coins in this maze. Because when if the player struggles to find a red coin in this level, they're probably going to be spending time in this maze here, searching desperately for a corridor that they weren't able to find. And that is somewhat of an issue, because with a maze, there's not really any easy way to tell if you could miss one or not. Alright, so with that said, the next thing is, for burning the big bully again, you really need to, well, hold on, if the camera would follow me. You really need to put a small gap between this, the platform here, like this platform here, and these platforms that you land on when you wall jump up here. And the reason why is because with this flame thing here, or the bullies, let's see here, can he walk past this? I don't think he can. Well, with this flame thing, shit! With this flame thing here, oh shit, he actually can go over there. Okay, with that flame thing there and the bullies there, there's a chance that you could get hit by a fire or hit by a bully whilst the camera is working its way up to Mario, which can cause Mario to fall into the lava and take multiple hits of damage, and it could result in a death that isn't the player's fault. Okay, so the next thing... Okay, for the next thing, you need to make... you need to make an updated version of the ROM hack that doesn't have the hideable HUD and actually has Lakitu Cam. You've said it yourself multiple times in the comment section that the hideable HUD seemed to have created more problems than it fixed. Like, for example, there's the lack of Lakitu camera, there's the fact that you can't see your red coin count unless you pick up a red coin, there's the 100 star glitch, and something else that was actually pretty mind-blowing to me is the staggering difference between doing this with Lakitu camera and doing this mission with Mario camera. At least usually it is for me. For some reason I can't do it right now. But basically, you get my point. I got up there with little effort that time. And the fact that there's this thing that prevents you from having an easy way to do that is really a major issue. Alright, so next off, here in Dark Dank Abyss, as you've probably heard me say multiple times, this level gets really repetitive when you're climbing the whole thing over and over again, so what I think could be done to remedy this issue is, place a warp, like, somewhere where the player has no reason to stand, like, maybe in this corner right here, that might be perfect, that takes you straight to the top, and have a sign informing you of the warp and have the warp be right behind that sign up here at the top, so that when the player, say for example, have a sign right here that says, congratulations on getting up here. For future tasks where you need to climb up through the abyss, take the warp there's a warp near the bottom that you can use to get to near the top, and if you want to know exactly where it is, the other end of the warp is behind this sign. And then the player can just go behind the sign, warp, and see where the warp is, so that for future trips into the level, they won't have as much issue. Alright, now, the thing is, this will bring up another problem in another mission, which I have taken into consideration, which we'll go to right now. Okay, with that whole thing in mind, the next thing that needs to change is you should really do something like create outcroppings on the walls here so that you can use them as platforms in order to make your way up here so that the cannon is optional. And then when that's done, what you need to do is have a little platform for Mario to stand on for getting this star here, if Mario could get up. Like, have a little spot for Mario to stand right here, and put the star in a block or something so that Mario has to break it. The reason why you need to put it in a block is because with the warp at the top of the level, the player could easily just raise the water level to the highest point and then just grab the star. So if you could put a brick block up here that you could jump into, that would solve that problem. And then for the next thing you need to do is put a purple switch right here that creates crates that you can use to get up top here. The reason why it needs to be a purple switch is because I've taken into consideration another heart switch in here. The reason why it needs to be a purple switch is if you do regular platforms in this room, then the player could just grab the second highest heart switch and then just take the easy way out to jump to the top. But the thing is, with the purple switch, you can't press that when you're underwater, so the player can't cheat. Alright, and then the next thing is that something needs to be done regarding underwater pipe madness. It doesn't really matter to me what is done. It's just the issue is that the camera is absolutely evil in this mission, and it's very difficult to find the star. I mean, it's not so much now that the water isn't here, but I imagine you want to keep the underwater in underwater pipe madness. I mean, if you don't, then just do the warp thing and just let the player just jump in here. But if you want to keep the underwater in that mission, something does need to be done. I couldn't really think of anything that could be done, but something does need to be done. Alright, next, you need to figure out what might be causing these platforms to not appear in Elevator Ride for Red Coins and Cloudy Ride to the Blimp. Because the thing is, if the platform isn't here, the mission just doesn't work. Alright? It's just simple as that. Now, the thing is, this could be fixed with a simple reset of the emulator, which I suppose if you can't figure out what's causing them to not appear, because I also encountered that this platform sometimes doesn't appear off screen, and it for some reason just floats in place in the first room of this level. But with that said, if you can't figure out what's causing it to not appear, you should just put in a sign that says, "Warning, if a platform that takes you across the red coins doesn't appear here, reset the emulator and check again." I mean, really, that's all that needs to be done. Provided that you can't figure out anything. Alright, next. The next thing that needs to happen is you need to mark the secrets of Search the Mine for Secrets. I've said this multiple times, but the secrets aren't marked in this level, and you need to mark them. There's no running trend between them like in Mario 64, so it pretty much requires the player finding them on pure chance. Alright, after that, something needs to be done regarding down the secret tunnel. Alright, having a random warp right here just is not a good decision, because it requires the player to find something completely by chance. I have found something that could work instead, but that would require you to make a completely different mission, which you'll see here. Something that could be done is instead of having a mission where you go down the secret tunnel and find a warp that's completely out of place, what you could do is have a mission that's like the slide secret pipe or something along those lines, and require the player to jump from the slide onto this rail here and have a pipe right here that takes you into the hallway with the star, and have that be how you get that star in the slide room. Alright, next. The mission Time Your Jump needs to be renamed. Alright, there's nothing in particular about this mission that needs to be changed overall, it just needs a different name. Like something that clues the player in that there's something behind the bleachers. You go back here, you discover this setup, you grab the star, and have happy victory. Alright, next. The next thing that needs to be done is that for the mission from the tower top to the stars, you either need to just put the star on the tower, or replace the cannon with a purple switch and have Mario platform his way over to the star here. If it's too far, then for Mario to platform his way across, then you should probably put the star closer to the tower. I'm honestly not sure about how close that is, but it looks pretty damn far to me. Either that or you can just put the star on top of the tower. I'm really flexible. Alright, and then the next thing is that, well, if I can land here. If I can land on the platform, thank you, Mario. For the secrets of the islands, put trees on each individual island. Thing is, this is not an easy thing to do. You need to make an accurate shot, and you need ridiculous accuracy on this, because the islands are small and the cannons have a weird arc, and it's just hard to land on each individual one flawlessly. And I think that having a tree on each individual one would eliminate the issue of any horizontal problems, and also make it so that you have more of a chance vertically, and that would make it a lot simpler. And then, let's see here, is there anything else in this level? Yes, there is. There is one more thing that needs to be changed. For the Toad Captain's present, you need to have a character like maybe a Toad or something around here. What? Oh. You need to have maybe a Toad around here or something. Like maybe put him just outside this building and have him say, "Hi Mario, the Toad Captain was looking for you, said he had a star for you. Where is he?" I think he said something about going to the tower, because having someone outright tell you that the tower is where you need to go, it narrows it down to, like, basically, so the player knows where they're supposed to look. I mean, I don't think outright having coins there, right where you need to fall, is the best decision, because, I mean, that just makes it too simple to figure out. But I do think you should centralize the point that Mario needs to search for a secret on the tower. Alright, and that about covers it. So next off is the top 15 levels and top 7 secret levels of Super Mario 64 The Green Stars. I hope you enjoy. Alright, now before we begin with the level ranking overall, I just wanted to mention that the whole ideas thing I had that you just saw for fixing issues within the game might not be the best way to fix the issues, because I don't know anything about hacking Super Mario 64. For all I know, I could be off the mark completely. Like that warp thing with Dark Dank Abyss, for all I know, you could limit the you're limited in the number of exits in the or ways you can go in the place, and you can't create a warp. So with that said, let's begin the ranking of the levels. Number 15, Dark Dank Abyss. I honestly think I've talked about this level over and over, but Dark Dank Abyss is a really repetitive level. Overall, I honestly think it's the only level that I didn't enjoy past its first star. I mean, the first star was fun. Climbing your way all the way up to the top was really fun the first time, but after that it just kind of got repetitive. Number 14, Bob-omb Plainsea. Bob-omb Plainsea is an alright first level, but its incredibly simplistic and somewhat forgettable nature is what lands it at number 14. It isn't a bad level, but compared to the other levels in this ROM hack, it really isn't up to par with them. And really, that's all that I can say about it, honestly. Number 13, Giant Overgrown Garden. Giant Overgrown Garden is a fairly nice level that's overall pretty decent. It utilizes the giant enemies of Tiny Huge Island, and I enjoy it quite a bit. The reason it lands at number 13 is that despite this, the main part of the level is fairly empty, and I don't know, it just feels kind of empty compared to the other levels in the game. Number 12, Perilous Cliffs. Perilous Cliffs is a good level overall. There's lots of ways to go, several places to discover, and it has several fun stars to do. The reason that it's at number 12 despite this is that visually speaking, the level is somewhat bland looking, so while it's a good level, it isn't all that colorful unlike the rest of the levels. And you know, I think I've mentioned multiple times, I'm not a fan of brown being everywhere in video games, so it's kind of a personal issue, really. Number 11, Cloudy Quadranale. Cloudy Quadranale is a very interesting level. It's a town in the sky that was quite fun to explore. It had enjoyable missions, I liked the concept, and it's fun to play. It's at number 11 because despite that I really like it, the whole thing with the platform not appearing is still a major problem, and I'm still somewhat scarred by it. Once again, it could be fixed by having a sign that says if there's not a platform in the middle here, you need to reset the emulator if you can't find the issue. Number 10, Fiery Factory. Fiery Factory is a good, very explorable level. There are many ways to take, a few secret areas to find, and overall it's quite enjoyable for me, especially for a fire level, which generally I don't really like that kind of level, so it did a good job of being a fire level, I guess. Number 9, Multi-Magma Galaxy, aka the better fire level. Despite this being a heavily lava-themed world, I still had a lot of fun playing it. Its missions are fun, it's fun to explore, and it's overall a great level. There's not much else that can be said about it. Number 8, Calignus Cove. Calignus Cove is a great water level. It's large, explorable, enjoyable, has fun missions, and is overall fun to play. I mean, I'm a bigger fan of water levels than most people, so I'm kind of biased for this one, but I still very enjoyed this level quite a bit, although I guess it's kind of natural to assume that. But still, great level overall. Number 7, Sandy Seaside Bay. Sandy Seaside Bay is a fantastic level from a level design standpoint, but I have to say that among my favorite levels, it is definitely the bottom one. It's greatly designed and feeling like an actual town, but the window mission is an issue that needs resolving. Despite that, I love this level overall. Number 6. Rainbow Star Haven. Oh my god, so pretty! This level was incredibly fun to explore despite its slow start with the cannons. It's really colorful and a really visually appealing level. And along with that, it has very fun platforming to go with it. It's not any higher on the list though, because cannons. I am not a fan of cannons. Number 5. Misty Mine. Misty Mine is yet another fun to explore level. It has creative ideas in it, particularly with the boulder section that's actually pretty easy if you play it patiently rather than constantly rushing to the top. It has enjoyable missions and is overall just a really fun level. Number 4. Scorching Desert. Scorching Desert is a really cool desert level. It has a lot of fun platforming throughout and it's fun to explore. I like that there's a temple in this level where, unlike Mario 64, it doesn't cut you off from the rest of the level when entering it. It has fun missions and was overall very enjoyable. Number 3. Snowstorm Peaks. This is a level that I knew from the start would be near the top. Personally, I love snowy levels in video games, and this game is no exception. The mission with the secret coins was fun, the way up the mountain and the baby penguin were both cleverly hidden, and the overall design of the level is excellent, and it's a fantastic level overall. Number 2. Boo's Trembling Tower. Boo's Trembling Tower is a great spooky level overall. It has a great atmosphere, well-hidden secrets. The tower was very cool to climb and cool to explore, and overall this was just a fantastic level. There's not much else that can be said. And my number 1 favorite level of Mario 64 The Green Stars is Thwomp's Forest. Thwomp's Forest is a level where upon entering, I knew this was going to be a gem of a level. The music choice was perfect. I just absolutely loved the Fungi Forest theme from Donkey Kong 64. It was a very explorable level. The missions were all fun to do, and in the words of Nintendo Capri's son, I would totally sleep here. It's a fantastic level and is overall my favorite level from Super Mario 64 The Green Stars. Alright, and with that list covered, the next thing to go over is the bonus levels of the game. These include the Bowser levels, the Cap levels, and the other 2 levels that do stuff. Alright, so number 7. The Fearful Fortress. The Fearful Fortress, while I do think my rage in this level was very unjustified, is a level that has some issues that need clearing up. I've gone over them multiple times, so I won't talk about them here. Aside from those issues, this level was fun. It's just I got very tired of having so much time rack up in the Let's Play because of this level. Number 6. The Wing Cap Palace. The Wing Cap Palace is a very good level for the Wing Cap. It has a lot of open space for flying around, the red coins are placed very nicely, and it was just a fun level to play overall. Number 5. The Secret Ancient Temple. Holy crap, this was a well-designed maze. If I wasn't awful at 3D mazes, this would probably be even higher. Playing it was fun for me at first, at least until I was looking for the star, and even then, the whole star fiasco was my fault for going down the same path over and over. I mean, overall, it's a fun maze to explore, and really, there's not much else that can be said about it. Number 4. Frost Inferno Metal Cap. The Metal Cap level was a very cool level. The platforming to the button was fun, the inside of the volcano was a good idea, the red coins were fun to collect, and the ice fall is a cool idea provided that the Lakitu camera is available. Number 3. Blazing Thwomp Tower. Blazing Thwomp Tower is a great level. The platforming is challenging, but not to the point of becoming cheap. Gathering the red coins throughout was very fun, the star at the beginning was clever, and the lava fall is, again, a cool idea if Lakitu camera can be used. Number 2. Bowser's Battle Base. Bowser's Battle Base was one hell of a final level. It's really long, really challenging, really fun, and really clever. It has some cool secret stars, and I really have to give props for coming up with your own way to include a checkpoint in an otherwise checkpoint-free game. That was really cool. And my number 1 bonus level of the game is the Nostalgia Slide. The Nostalgia Slide is ridiculously fun to play. Whether I was squealing my head off over dying, over missing a red coin, or failing the long jump of doom, not once did I find myself not having fun with this level. Overall, it was just fantastic. With that said, this is the end of Let's Play Super Mario 64 The Green Stars. Personally, I really enjoyed this ROM hack, but I do hope that the creator of the ROM hack, Campbell125, does decide to go back and fix some things eventually, because there are some things that create major issues for the game. I mean, he said that he may go back eventually, I think in the comments multiple times. Whether or not he actually follows through with that, it remains to be seen, but I don't think he'll do it anytime soon, because I know he's working on another hack at this moment. With that said, next week I will have 5 videos that I intended to upload earlier in the summer, but I kinda just didn't because of reasons. It's totally not because I'm lazy, trust me. And then after that, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will start uploading episodes of Pokemon Leaf Green, and for Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I will be uploading episodes of LEGO Marvel Superheroes with Nakona. See you guys then!